The big story coming at this time is the big political shakeup coming by the way of geopolitics, tectonic shifts being reported in Asia. It's a global power shakeup which is currently brewing as we speak. That's the question we're asking today in this special segment. A high-stakes diplomatic dance is underway. Prime Minister Modi is set to travel to China on 31st of August for the Shanghai Cooperation Organization Summit, marking his first visit to the Chinese soil since the Galwan Valley clash of 2020. This visit is being closely watched, not just for its optics, but a potential India-China reset. Meanwhile, in Moscow, National Security Advisor Ajit Doval is holding crucial discussions with Russian officials and counterparts. According to Russian agencies, the focus is on deepening strategic partnership in defense and security cooperation between New Delhi and Moscow. Now, these parallel developments come amid rising tensions with the United States. US President Donald Trump has fired yet another warning shot, threatening to substantially hike tariffs on India beyond the already imposed 25% just hours after his first threat. Now, Trump is visibly frustrated over India's energy trade with Russia, repeatedly accusing New Delhi of profiting from the Russian oil. But India has now taken its ground and a hard stand, hitting back with maturity and restraint and calling out West's double standards on Russian trade. And it's not just India. Trump has also tried to strong-arm Moscow, issuing a ceasefire ultimatum in Ukraine, a deadline that expires this week. U.S. Special Envoy Steve Witkoff held closed-door talks and meetings with Russian President Putin that lasted for nearly 3 hours. So, is Trump's bullying diplomacy backfiring against the U.S.? And does this mark a new global bloc in making? That's the big question we're asking here on the show today. Remember, as I mentioned, this is the first time that Indian Prime Minister will be going to China ever since the Galwan Valley clash off in 2020. Now, all of this comes in the backdrop of what we now know to be a global power change in South Asia. Now, Donald Trump has issued threats that the tariff that was initially imposed on India to the point of 25% could further go up if India continues to have ties with Russia. Now, India on its own official agenda, taking an official stance on the matter, says that we will continue to be friends and allies with as deemed fit for the energy security and national security of the country. Now, since those war words escalated further, Donald Trump has once again tweeted recently saying that we will in fact up the ante and bring about dramatic increase in those 25% tariffs initially announced if India were to continue having a relationship with Russia. And meanwhile, even as Donald Trump continues on his double speak on India's economy and India's ties with Russia, Trump Towers is substantially investing in Delhi NCR. In fact, Trump Towers made as much as 175 crore rupees by the virtue of its real estate business in India. So what do we really make of Donald Trump's interests as far as politics versus his business interests in India is concerned? My colleague went to the site of Trump Tower to break down what the double speak of Donald Trump is increasingly coming to light.
US President Donald Trump is showing toughness towards India as far as tariffs are concerned. But on the other hand, if we look at his real investment in the country, then it is portraying a totally different story. Behind me in the visuals, you can see that this is the Trump Tower and the construction is still underway. It is located in Sector 65, Gurugram. It is a luxury residential complex under the name of US President Donald Trump. Until last year, the company had teamed up with several top builders and made at least rupees 175 crore from 7 projects in India. As of August this year, India has 4 completed Trump Tower projects in Mumbai, Pune, Gurugram and Kolkata, and there are 6 more projects upcoming, and these could rake in over rupees 15,000 crore. Now, these Trump Towers are making headlines because these are contributing towards India becoming the second biggest Trump-branded project market after US. And also, let me tell you that this works on brand licensing model in which Trump doesn't invest a single amount and is secretly earning profit as Indian developers invest in these buildings, and Trump share a profit because of his name being used.